To Neil Haley Show. My guest today is Rika Rivka Markel. Rika, thanks for stopping by. And we're going to talk about setting goals and the law of attraction. I mean, goal setting is huge in anything, but especially when you're trying to create.
Yes, and we spoke the last couple of times a little bit more about advanced techniques. So today I want to go back to the beginning, because if you don't know what you want, if you don't know where you want to go, you're never going to get there. And so this is one of the most common issues that people have when they start using the law of attraction, or they know more about it. They just don't know where to go. And sometimes they do know, but they change direction all the time. And that becomes like an issue if you really want to create fast.
So, giving examples of changing direction.
For example, you want to buy a car, and you need to be very specific. You need to know the brand of the car, what kind of car, the color, how the model, everything. You have to visualize it. You have to feel as if you drive your old car, you have to feel as if you're driving your new car already. So now you see on the road another car and you say, oh, maybe I prefer that car. And you just go to a total different brand, total different idea. And it's just an example, it's like a little bit of a stupid example, but I want to make it very clear that this is what people do. Like they see something on the road and all of a sudden they're thinking, oh, that might be even better. That might be an even better idea. So the universe is confused. It's not going to know anymore. So what is it that you want? So they put everything on hold. Nothing's happening. You're just stuck.
Wow. And if you're just stuck, the only thing to do is to make sure you're focused on your goals and not shifting. How long should you give till you kind of tweak your goal?
Well, that's a very, very interesting question, because if you are aligned with the universe, and with that I mean if you are in a state of heart-brain coherence, when you figure out what your goals are. And we spoke about heart-brain coherence in a previous episode, so people can go and look back. But being in coherence, being in a state of calm and receiving and surrender, which heart-brain coherence all does for you. And when you are trying to figure out your goal in that state, you pretty much will get it fast. You're going to be surprised. If you do the steps, like you know what you want, it's coming from the right place, you visualize it, you feel as if you have it, it's going to show up. Once you practice it a little, it's going to show up right there and then. Another mistake that a lot of people make is that they want to have the gap between where they are today and what they want to accomplish isn't too much of a gap. And not that the universe can't give you that, but what the problem is if you don't see results right away, you start doubting. So your mind is going to start talking to you and say, see, it's not going to work. It's not happening. We're 2 weeks in it. Nothing's going on. So when you don't see the results right away, you start doubting in your mind. And that's what holds you back. So it's not about, the question is not how long do you have to wait? The question is, how much do I want it?
Wow. Okay. I get it. How much do you want it? Because if you stop focusing on it, or you don't look at what are your activities on a regular basis, am I leading myself to that
Yeah.
by being open, right? Because when you create, you're supposed to let the universe handle it. Explain that more. Because I think people don't understand that because they all want to force that goal to
Yeah.
happen or that thing or that
Yeah.
dream.
You can 100% force and grind and make your way to your goals. Like the same thing with the car. You want to have the Porsche. Okay, fine. That's $100,000. I'm just making it up. You need a hundred
No,
thousand
you want
dollars.
the Bugatti. That's what you.
And then you can start grinding and working and taking a second and a third job and really make the money, and you will get the car. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think when you are in this community, the law of attraction community, that is not how you want to manifest your car, by working harder and grinding and taking 20 years to get the money together and get the car. We want to line up with the universe, and let it come to us. And it's our birthright to have it all. We are just programmed to believe that we cannot have it all. So that program, we have to surrender. We have to let go of the how are we going to get there. So it is all based on faith. So you have to get the picture of the car. And again, like I use the car because it's very tangible, but it's the same with the relationship. It's the same with money. It is the same with health. It is the same with everything you want to manifest. But the car is so easy to use. So let's say you want the car, you're very clear about it, and then you just have to sit back and allow it to unfold, which is the most difficult thing to do. And what happens is usually, let's say you want a new car, don't be surprised if the next day the car that you have today breaks down.
Now let's think about goals. Okay. I think his goals are how many goals? How many goals get too ridiculous if you're trying to manifest? Is there a limit on how many goals you should set for yourself in each
There,
area of life? Because there's multiple areas of life. We always look at wealth. Some people that's the only primary goal, and they're not looking at their family life. They're not looking at their health. They're not looking at their happiness, because you could have great health and great wealth and not be happy.
and that's in a lot of cases the truth. And so again, when people are listening to this and they are in the law of attraction community, they know about the law of attraction, they know about the law of vibration, they want to create something that is out of the ordinary. They want a quantum jump. They want to shift in another timeline. This is what we're talking about here. We're not talking about creating something that we already know how to do, grinding and working hard and using all the paradigms that we were taught when we were babies and young children. That is not what we are talking about here. So how many goals are too many? Well, I think that the first thing you have to ask yourself, why do I want that car? Why do I want that money? Why do I want the partner in my life? And it's usually because you want to feel a certain way. So if you really want to get to feeling amazing, having an extraordinary life, that is what your goal should be. How do you want to feel? Who is the person that you have to be in order to feel that way? And then all the other things are going to fall into place. What I see happening with a lot of clients is they want the Ferrari, but by the time they go through the process and they really understand what life is all about, they don't want the Ferrari anymore.
Yeah.
It's not important to them anymore. You become a different person. The person that really wants that Ferrari for the sake of the Ferrari is usually not a happy person. And I'm not saying that having a Ferrari isn't a good thing or a bad thing. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all about who do you become in the process of creating your perfect dream life.
So let's say somebody like, Abraham Hicks teaches that you could have so many different goals, right? You could have this huge list. When your clients come to you and they have too many goals in each area, what do you tell them?
I always say to make a top three. And then we choose them from that top three. We use one. And we start with one. And we break it down. And then if it's like a giant goal, we break it down in little steps, because nobody is capable of waiting for the results for 2 years without seeing anything happening. It's going to be there. You're going to make it happen. If you can focus on it, it will manifest. But most people will not be able to do that free and clear. So we cut it into little pieces and we want to see the results fast. So start with a coffee. I want a coffee to show up in my life magically, and it will. So practice that muscle. Practice the muscle, the manifestation muscle, and do it with little things. And then you are going to, in that process, you are going to become a different person.
So that makes I'm getting it. So if I had a goal in each area, health, wealth, relationships, family life, and I don't know, whatever. It's okay to have one goal in each one, or is that too many?
No, 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 you can definitely do that. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that it's all gonna come together to one thing that you want. Like you want to be healthy. Why? Because you want to be able to play in, let's say, why do I want to be healthy? Why do I want to stay very in shape? Not because I want to be in shape, but I want to play with my grandchildren. I want to be able to follow them when they go on those um, difficult high in the sky stuff. I want to be able to do that with them. So I want to stay fit. This is my why. Why would I like to be financial independent? Because again, it is going to give me the opportunity to travel with my grandchildren. For me, my grandchildren are my big why. When I talk about it, I get emotional. And this is what your goal should do to you. It should make you, your why should make you emotional. It should really touch your heart. And when that is happening, when you know why you're doing it, again, do I need a Ferrari to be happy with my grandchildren? Probably not. Would it be nice to have a Ferrari and take them with me? Yeah, could be fun.
Okay. The best place to go is to YouTube, but you need Rivka Markel, or go ahead and hire her right now. I mean, bottom line is, if you're going through this process, there's a lot of times you go off kilter and off road, and then you say, "What was I doing?" But sometimes it is a good thing if the law of attraction is attracting you to the right decisions. And you said, like you said, you have a goal of a Ferrari, and then finally you get it, and it's like, it's really not what I really wanted. I
Yeah.
really, you have to see why you want something. And is this really for you or for someone else? Or do you want this because it makes you feel good? You know, it's going to be like cool to drive just because I enjoy it, or for your neighbors to see it. So those are the reflections I think we've gathered from today's podcast is you have to look at those things. So appreciate it, Rika.
Thank you.